channel, see if we're live. Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, Lumberwolf. Hey, Dilly Drafts. Hey, Empty the Bunny. How's it going? We're about to start us some impromptu live deck building because we just got Eirdu and Isulu spoiled from the upcoming Lorwyn Eclipse set. It's an Orzhov creature build. There's two legendaries. The front is white and the back is black. This is going to rotate. It's going to flip every 30 seconds, so you'll be able to see both sides of the card. Hey, Lot, how's it going? Could you do me a favor and let me know if the audio is balanced correctly? If you can hear me, that would be super duper. I hope everybody's doing well, and we're about to start. So the only thing really up with these legendaries over here is the black one gives everything persist, which means that I need to grab my glasses. I'll be right back. Alright, so the black one gives everything persist, and the white one gives all your spells convoke. Only creatures, though. And the back only cares about creatures as well. So we are in an Orzhov creature build, and from there, we can take this deck anywhere we want to go. So a fun little mythic we saw recently was the Cosmogran Zenith. This is a 3-drop, 2/4 white human soldier with a trigger that says whenever you cast your second spell, you get to make a soldier, or you get to put a +1/+1 counter on all your creatures. It's cool, it's great, it encourages you for playing lots of spells, and it's a creature, so it's going to be relevant to the back of our commander as well as the front. And it's a low drop, and we can use it to convoke spells out with the white side of our commander. Oh, hey, Gray, how's it going? My god, it's BGM. It sure is BGM. We're doing our best. Are you guys able to hear me okay? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live Deck Building. I'm Bigger Gayer Magic, and tonight we're building Eirdu and Isulu from the recently spoiled Lorwyn Eclipse set. I got it eventually. So we are in a creature build. The black side gives everything persist, meaning that when it dies, if it didn't have a -1/-1 counter, it comes back to the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter, and it's tapped under its owner's control with a -1. Okay, not tapped. All right, so we want death triggers. The black side says death triggers. The backside goes infinite with a ham sandwich. You're sure right, Corn. You can just play stuff that removes counters, and you can just get a bunch of death triggers and entering triggers. Alright, so I am super psyched about the Overlord cycle from Duskmourn. It is a bunch of little enchantment mythics from the Duskmourn set, and it's very cool. They all operate off of Titan triggers, meaning that the creature does something whenever it enters or attacks. The black one helps us fill our graveyard and take a creature out of the graveyard and place it into our hand. And all the Overlords have an alternate casting cost in the form of impending, which kind of sucks. Because by the time you would remove all the impending counters naturally, you would have been able to cast the thing like a turn or two faster. But if we're running Persist, and we're already running things that can remove counters from creatures, so we can abuse the black half of our commander's Persist triggers, we can find a way to remove the impending counters from our Overlords. So I'm going to throw the black one up in here, as well as the white one. The white one is also very cool. The white one is the Mistmoors. It's a 7-drop that whenever it enters or attacks, we get to make 2 little 2/1 flying insect creature tokens. You can make a bunch of flying blockers. It's a lot of fun. Super fun to bounce, or recur, or blink, or clone. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Live Deck Building. We are building Isulu and Eirdu from the recently spoiled Lorwyn Eclipse set. It's a creature build in Orzhov colors. If you have any suggestions for our commander tonight, please put them in the chat, y'all. Oh, Lumberwolf's got one. All right, we're going to talk about Mikaeus the Unhallowed. Mikaeus the Unhallowed. Okay, this guy is an oldie, but a goodie. It looks like he got a recent reprint in the Jumpstart set. This guy is a white and an X, and he enters with X +1/+1 counters. He's got 2 activated abilities where he can put a +1/+1 counter on himself for when he's empty, or you can remove the counters from him and put them other places. He's a lot of fun. He's very cool. And he's a classic. I feel like he's been outpaced and outclassed by just commanders of recent years. Like, I've not seen him in the command zone in a long time. Oh. Ooh, wrong Mikaeus. Whoopsie doodles. Let's pick this one. This is the one that the Lumberwolf met. This is Mikaeus the Unhallowed. He's a legendary black zombie cleric 6-drop 5/5 with an Intimidate. Whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it. Other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Undying, meaning that when a creature with Undying dies, if it had no +1/+1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. A lot like Persist, except Persist gives a -1/-1 counter. Yeah, he's cool. He's rad. In the deck he goes. Thank you for the suggestion. Ooh. Oh, hey, Chaotic Master. How's it going? It's been a little while, buddy. Let's talk about Teysa Karlov. So Teysa Karlov is the best Aristocrats commander, and you will have to fight me. It is so good. It is a 4-drop Orzhov Legendary Human Advisor 2/4 that says if something dying causes you to do a thing, you do the thing again. It also gives tokens Vigilance and Lifelink. It's insane. It's great in an Orzhov Aristocrats build, and I cannot get this quite squared. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, that should be a little better. Yeah, she's great. Probably the best Aristocrats commander, in my opinion, even though Khorne's like Elenda of the Dusk Rose. So I feel like Teysa really shines here because we have persist triggers off the black half of our commander, meaning that we want things to die because we can abuse ETBs like that. We can abuse Aristocrat triggers. And Teysa says that we'll get those other death triggers twice. But let's pull up Elenda of the Dusk Rose. Hey, everybody there on TikTok, are you able to hear my music okay? Is it soft and gently balanced with my voice? Elenda of the Dusk Rose is our next suggestion from Khorne's over on Twitch. Thanks for hanging out. So we got here Elenda of the... Wait, no. Elenda the Dusk Rose. Oh, it's because I put of... We just need Elenda the Dusk Rose. The OG, not the new one. Okay, here's the OG. This is a 4-drop legendary Orzhov Vampire Knight with lifelink. They're a 1/1, but whenever something dies, not just stuff we control, any creature, this includes our opponent's creatures, we put a +1/+1 counter on Elenda, and when she herself dies, she pops into little vampires. She's very fun. She's a super fun and cool commander herself because it's Aristocrats triggers, but on a Voltron commander that you want to be as big as possible because it doesn't just have to be the +1/+1 counters. You can use other effects to pump her up right before she dies because it's based on the power, not the +1/+1 counters. So you can make her pop real big. She is super fun. Hey, Triceratops, how's it going? What color? We're doing black and white, Raven. We're doing Eirdu and Isulu, recently spoiled from the Lorwyn Eclipse spoilers. I'm thinking it's an Orzhov creatures build, so we can evoke, abuse the Convoke on the white side, and the death triggers because of the persist on the black side. So I'm thinking we're in an Aristocrats kind of combat matter strategy. I don't know. We want to have a lot of creatures so that we can ramp things out with the white half of our commander. Grim Blue Eyes says that Elenda of the Dusk Rose is a goddess, and she does need some respect. Goddess. Speaking of goddesses, and those that worship them, this is Elenda's Hierophant. This is more of a life gain kind of creature, but she's designed to be very similar to her mommy, Elenda the Dusk Rose. Elenda's Hierophant says that whenever you gain life, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. She flies, and when she dies, she pops into little life-linking vampires too. So good. Great card. Oh, hey, Genie's Panda. How's it going? Alright, guys. Welcome to Live Deck Building. We are building an Orzhov Kracer strategy with the recently spoiled Mythic from Lorwyn Eclipse. If you have a suggestion for us, put it in the comments. We'll pull it up over here, and then we'll add it to our community deck list for this commander. You can get there via my link tree. I hope you're all doing well, and I ain't seen you for a while. And holy shit, thank you for the 3,000 likes. I really appreciate that. That's hella fast. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Add to the deck Darian, King of Keldor. Let's talk about Darian, King of Keldor. Darian, King of Keldor. Ooh, okay, let's talk about it. We got a legendary 3/3 white human soldier for 6 mana that says whenever you're dealt damage, you make that many guys. You can just make a silly amount of guys. I have seen this guy mostly in the command zone, where it's a white deck designed to hurt itself, abuse life gain, so they don't die in their quest for guys. It's very fun. It's very cool. There are some combos that are common with this thing. I don't know them off chance, but it's only a 79-cent card, and it's real good. Would recommend. Thank you, MTG Bros, for sharing the live. I appreciate it. We're doing live deck building. We're taking a look at Eirdu and Isulu from Eclipse. Here, let's see if I can pull them up a little big. Are you guys able to read the commander on TikTok? Is it big enough? I know it's not. I know it's not. But here it is blown up on the bottom. So the front half is a flying life-linking 5/5 that gives all of our creature spells Convoke. The other side is a flying life-linking 5/5, even though it doesn't look like it should fly. But it is, and each other non-token creature you control has Persist. So when they die, they come back with a -1/-1 counter. It's very fun. I'm excited for it. I like the art alone is very cool. Also, it's a god on Lorwyn. We're getting another god. New god just dropped. Shilgengar. I like Shilgengar. My favorite commander is Krav and Regna, and they are an Angel and Demon partner deck. And this guy goes ham in there because he allows me to sacrifice Regna because his activated ability says sacrifice another creature, create a blood token. But if you sacked an angel this way, create blood tokens equal to its toughness. Regna's a 4/4, so if I sacrifice Regna and 2 other things, I can activate the second ability and shit out everything from my graveyard onto the battlefield. It is so good. Yeah, let's pull up the lease. Our next suggestion is Thalice Reverent Medium. I think she's from Strixhaven. This 5/5 legend, this 5 mana 3/4 legendary human cleric says that at the beginning of each end step, not just our end step, we create X 1/1 white flying spirit creature tokens, where X is the number of other tokens we made this turn. It's very cool. It's a great way to just keep doubling up your board state if you're in a token strategy. This thing does so much work in the Teysa Karlov deck because it just makes an insane amount of bodies. The rare Servandum. Who the hell is Servandum? Is he the white one? Is he the white one? Okay. Servandum. Sunstar Exemplar is a human knight 2/2/4/2 with vigilance and menace. That's an interesting combo of keywords. Whenever another creature you control dies or goes to exile, put a +1/+1 counter on them, and you gain 1 life. When this thing dies or goes into exile, if it was 4 or greater, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. It can hit anything but a land. I like that a lot. We are going to be seeing things die on purpose because of the black half of our commander giving things persist. It's going to see death triggers, and it'll see exile triggers as well, and it itself can be a relevant body with relevant keywords, and if it gets removed, even exiled, it's removal itself. So if we have a sack outlet, it can be instant speed removal. Great card, honestly, great card. I feel like it's limited in a late game state for Commander, though. Also, if we want to kill it ourselves, we can use the black half of our Commander to pop it right back onto the battlefield. This is a good one. I like this one a lot. Also, it's 60 cents. The more I read it, the more I like it. This is great, actually. Hell yeah. In the deck it goes. Thank you. Ooh, ETB removal like a cursed marauder. A cursed marauder. Oh, this fucking thing. Okay, when this thing enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. This isn't really a creature, this is a removal spell. Normally when this thing hits the field, they sacrifice the guy himself, and then each player has to sacrifice a non-token creature. This guy just keeps getting bounced onto the battlefield and just edicting the rest of the table. He's a good piece of... He's a good card, but he is a frustrating card to play against. Especially if they're bouncing him a bunch of times. Ridiculous. Mr. Negative! Let's get a Spider-Man card up in here. 7-drop human villain 5/5 Mr. Negative. Vigilance lifelink. When they enter, you may exchange life totals with target opponent. If you lost life this way, draw that many cards. That's interesting. That is very interesting. But I feel like, it's hard, right? Like, it's hard, because it's a 7-mana 5/5 lifelinker on the ground. I feel like this is a CEDH card, right? Or like a bracket 4 card, because you want bracket 4 or above, because you're really playing this thing to draw all your combo pieces or draw your end game card. It's hard. Like, It's a cool looking card. I cannot deny. It's hard. It's hard. It's not something I would play. Is it though? Is it though? It would probably be great Commander all by itself. Yeah, Mr. Negative is for when you want to do funny shit. Hey, Mr. Buzzfuzz, how's it going? All right, let's talk about a card I kind of don't like, but it's a very popular card, and I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. All right, this is Cathar's Crusade. Cathar's Crusade is a 5-drop mono white enchantment that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on all your creatures. Okay, it's a game-ending effect. You can overrun the board super easily by just shitting out a few creatures after a Cathar's Crusade. It happens all the time. But my personal dislike of Cathar's Crusade is that I run out of dice. And every time something enters, you have to update all the dice on your board. And if you have creatures entering at different times, it takes time just to resolve all the fucking Cathar's Crusade triggers. And for those reasons of it being a time-consuming card and a dice-consuming card, it's not for me. But it undoubtedly wins games, and it used to be an expensive card, and I'm glad they've printed it enough that it's not anymore. Even though that means I see it more. We didn't take a picture together. It was too early for my brain to find. Oh, fuck. That's right. You know, honestly, I didn't stay very long on Sunday at MagicCon. Like, ooh, Magicon, hot take, Magicon is exhausting. Hey, Recon, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Man, everyone's coming out tonight. It's nice to see everybody. Yeah, I haven't done live deck building in a while. It was becoming overwhelming doing like 8 hours of video editing a day and then bringing myself to build a stream on top of it and then stream. But anyway, it's cool to see y'all. That's what happens when you make a severe announcement, a server announcement. You know what? Yeah. I'm also not good at Discord. Let's talk about Obsidat Ghost Council. Obsidat Ghost Council is another Orzhov card we're talking about today. It's a 4-drop legendary Spirit Ghost Advisor. When it enters, each target opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Small potatoes. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile this. If you do, return it to the battlefield under its own control at the beginning of the next upkeep. It gains haste. Okay, I'm not well, we're really running it for that ETB trigger. We want to be bouncing this thing, recurring this thing, getting that ETB trigger all over the place, drain the whole table. We can use the persist on the black half of our commander to get those ETB triggers again, because the persist will put it back on the battlefield when it dies. We can run a sack outlet, and this thing exiles itself. Yeah, why not? Why not? Alright. Yeah. Alright, what other spicy cards can we talk about for our Orzhov legendary creatures? We can talk about Mother, Elish Norn, Grand Xenobite. We can run that all day. Oh, a stacks piece. So we got Grand Abolisher. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. A mean stacks piece. Let's talk about Death Cloud. Suggested by Kept Evergreen. Good to see you. Let's talk about Death Cloud. Death Cloud is not a card I'm familiar with, but the art is metal as hell. It's a $3 big black sorcery. Each player loses X life, then discards X cards, then sacrifices X creatures, then sacrifices X lands. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this to people? Why are we like this? You know what? It's Kept Evergreen. I don't know what I don't know what I was supposed to expect. It's good to see you again, by the way. God, what a mean card. Like, you would have to have like a crazy amount of advantage before you played this thing for big mana. Like, what do you even run this deck in? Turgrid? Like Turgrid when you just wanted to like take all their resources away and beat them to death? Like, where else would you run this thing? Let's not add Death. Let's not add Death Cloud. Oh, Zombie Kidney! It's good to see you. Hell yeah! We brought up Tazek Karlov before. Let's pull up Drivnod. Drivnod Carnage Dominus. This is a little black Phyrexian guy. He's just a guy. He's a 5-mana 8/3. And he gives us double death triggers, which is very cool. We're already doing Aristocrats things because the black half of our commander gives our creatures persist. So they're going to enter the battlefield with -1/-1 counters, and if we have other death triggers on the field, Drivnod will give us even more of those. It's very cool. Great suggestion. Thank you for that. Alright, let's talk about a threefold Thunderhulk. I like it because I like Titan triggers. Hey everybody, I'm BGM or Bigger Gayer Magic. This is Live Deck Building, the show where we talk about Magic cards in relation to our commander over here, and we pull up your suggestions over here. We talk about how they fit into the strategy of the deck. We just got suggested threefold Thunderhulk, which is a colorless 7-mana gnome, enters with 3 counters on it, and whenever it enters or attacks, you make a number of 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens. equal to its power. And it has an activated ability to sacrifice another artifact for 2 mana, and you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It's very cool. It's meant to get bigger and keep attacking and keep bouncing. It's a good time. I run it in my Titan Triggers deck. It's real good. If you had a fancy way of removing -1/-1 counters, it goes infinite. Yep. Have we already done No, we haven't done Skull Clamp. Let's talk about Skull Clamp. Let's pull out the clamp and get to clamping, because Skull Clamp is a 1-mana colorless artifact equipment that says the equipped creature gets +1/-1, and if it would die, you draw 2 cards. It's real good. If you have a bunch of 1/1 tokens, you can just clamp them for 1 mana, get you 2 cards, clamp another one, and then you've drawn 4 cards for 2 mana. It's insanely good. This thing keeps getting printed in precons, and it stays around $10. This is an $8 card right now. It's real good. It's good in any deck that makes 1/1s, even if you don't care about death triggers. It's so good. It's such a good card. Okay, Worm Coil Engine. Did you see the baby Worm Coil Engine from Modern Horizons 3? Worm Coil Engine is a 6-drop colorless artifact creature with lifelink and death touch, and when it dies, it makes a 3/3 with lifelink and a 3/3 with death touch. It's great. It is. Oh, I'm glad it's only $10 right now. This card's so good. This card has hosed me a bunch of times. It just used to be one of those mythic creatures that you can put in your deck, and it just made the deck better. Back in the day, like 8 years ago in Commander. It's really abusable in aristocrat strategies where you want things to die, especially if you care about making a wide board, because it makes 2 things when it dies. And if you have a Sauk outlet, you can use those other 2 tokens to get 2 more death triggers and do whatever the hell you're doing. It's so good. It's so good. They printed a black 5-drop version in Modern Horizons 3. Is it called Wormcroll? Yeah, Wormcroll Larvae is a 5-mana Phyrexian worm artifact creature, and when it dies, it makes a 1/2 and a 2/1 with death touch and lifelink. Not nearly as good as the mythic, but still a fun card, and it still follows the principles of making a body, dying, making 2 additional bodies, and it fits the theme of the first card. Real good. Also, we got suggested an Oketra's Monument. Oketra's Monument is a 3-drop colorless legendary artifact that says white creature spells cost 1 less mana to cast, and whenever you cast a creature spell, doesn't have to be white, you make a 1/1 vigilant dude. It's good. It does the 2 things this deck needs, or it does the 2 things any deck really needs to do to win the game. It ramps you, and it makes you a board. It ramps you and it makes you a board on the same card. This card also used to be pricey, but right now it's $6. That's pretty good. It's a good card. Great card, actually. I wonder if there's a flash protection type creature that you can convoke. That's a good question. I bet there was one in the Just Kai Convoke deck. Pain's Reward. We love a good clamping. We sure do love a good clamping. Let's talk about Pain's Reward. Pain's Reward. Bam. Pain's Reward is a 3-mana black sorcery for $10 that says you may bid... Oh, God. I already know I'm going to hate this card. All right. You may bid any amount of life. In turn order, each player may top the high bid. The bidding ends if the high bid stands. The high bidder loses life equal to the high bid and draws 4 cards. Interesting. Interesting? Interesting. Interesting is... You know what? It's a kept evergreen suggestion, so... what's the goal here? Like, are we trying to convince them to bid a bunch of life? Is that what we're doing? Are we trying to pay a bunch of life? Are we abusing that our commander has lifelink? I'm not sure. It's not a card I'm familiar with. Have you talked about Mikaeus the Unhallowed? Hey, Silver Death, we did, but we'll pull him up just a sec, because I pulled up the wrong one before. and I must be shamed. Let's pull up Mikaeus Unhallowed. Nick. Got it. Okay, please be spelled this way. Okay, Mikaeus Unhallowed, 6 mana, zombie, 5/5, cleric, 6-drop, intimidate. Whenever a human deals damage to you, destroy it. Other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have undying, meaning that when they die, they come back with a +1/+1 counter. And I'm pretty sure it cancels out persist with the interaction between -1 and +1 counters. But I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't typically play in that combo-y play space. It's not really where I'm familiar. But a lot of people have suggested it, so it must work that way, right? Ooh, Coldblade. What's good, Coldblade? Coldblade wants us to run Ink Shield. Ink Shield is a game-ending card that hurts feelings, and I kind of love it. I kind of love Ink Shield, I'm not going to lie. I've won a bunch of games with Ink Shield. Ink Shield is $15. It's an Orzhov 5-mana instant that says if you would take... Alright, right. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you this turn. For each 1 damage prevented this way, you make a flying 2/1 Inkling creature token. So often the play pattern of this card is your opponent thinks they're about to win. You cast Ink Shield, and you win the game on the next turn. That's the play pattern that I'm familiar with for Ink Shield. And I gotta tell you what, I stopped playing it because my opponents were getting salty. But it's satisfying. It's a cool card. It's a great card. Knights of the Round. Let's talk about Knights of the Round. Okay, hey Big Daddy. Hey Big Daddy. Okay. Big Daddy suggests a Knights of the Round, a $20 8-mana saga creature with indestructible 3/3 Knight. The first 4 steps of the saga create 3 2/2 Knights apiece. So, for the first 4 turns that Knights of the Round is out, you're going to create a total of 12 Knights. That's probably going to be enough to win the game by itself. That's a lot of fucking Knights. If this thing stays around long enough to do all that, you get to Ultimate End, where those Knights become 4/4, and you put a +1/+1 counter on each of them. Nutty. It's a board in a box. It's 8 mana, and it takes place over the course of 5 turns. It's a chase card. It's one of the most expensive cards from the Final Fantasy set in the not Surge foil printing, just by nature of being a mythic. It's a great card, though. It is cool. I kind of wish I had one. Great card. Baited my pod to come at Kayla. Won the game with 30 Inklings. Good for you, Coldblade. The Wandering Warrior. The Wandering Warrior is our next suggestion. And I'm not familiar with the Wandering Warrior, and neither is Scryfall, because it didn't come up. Oh, do you mean the Wandering Emperor? I'm gonna assume you mean the Wandering Rescuer. We're gonna do the Wandering Emperor. It is the Kamigawa 4-mana legendary white planeswalker with flash. As long as the Wandering Emperor enters the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyalty abilities anytime you could cast an instant. So you can flash her out, and at instant speed, you can exile target tapped creature, or you can create a 2/2 samurai with vigilance, or put a +1/+1 counter on one creature and give it first strike. So this thing is often played in response. It's cool. It's not a creature though, but it does make creatures, and it does make your creatures more relevant. The Wandering Rescuer from Duskmourn is a 5-mana human samurai noble 3/4 flash convoke. Hey, we got a convoke card. Our white half of our commander already gives stuff convoke, but we found it again. That's cool. This one's also got flash and double strike. Other tapped creatures you control have hexproof. That's interesting. Oh, I'm out of water. I'm out of water already. Damn, okay. Heir Apparent. Run 20 Heir Apparents. Honestly, Why wouldn't we? Like, if we could just find a way, like, we can run 20 Heir Apparents, and then we can run Mr. Negative so we can draw a shit ton of cards and cast another fuck ton of Heir Apparents. For those unfamiliar, which I doubt is any of you really, Heir Apparent is a $5 common that when it enters, you create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures on the battlefield named Heir Apparent. One of them does nothing. Two of them makes one, three makes two. It just makes you a fuck ton of bunnies. And you can have as many of them in a deck as you want. Woo! Nice. Well, they stayed at 450. Nerdy Vet, they stayed at 450, so you did good. Ooh, let's talk about a Hex Parasite. Hex Parasite. Nice to see you, Platinum Judge. How's it going? Hex Parasite is their next card. Can you guys hear the music okay? Hex Parasite is a 1-mana artifact insect 1/1 that you can activate to remove a bunch of counters from target permanent, and for each thing removed this way, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. We can use this thing to get rid of the -1/-1 counters from the persist triggers from the black half of our commander, and then we can just sacrifice whatever we're sacrificing over and over, and it'll come right back to the battlefield. As long as we can use this thing to remove the -1/-1 counter. Good times, good card. Avatar of Woe is our next suggestion. Avatar of Woe. Avatar of Woe is an 8-mana mono black 6/5 avatar with cost reduction built into it. If there are 10 or more creature cards in all graveyards, not just ours, we get to cast this thing for 2 black mana, and it has fear, meaning that it can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and black creatures. Tap, destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated. It's really cool. If you can find a way to untap it and retap it, it's very fun. It's a very fun card. I only ran it in my activated abilities creatures deck because that's the one that could untap it. And then if you can untap this thing on demand, you have a real fucking threat. Ooh, I saw Saw in Half. Saw in Half. We're going to talk about Saw in Half. I love Saw in Half. Saw in Half is so good, and it's only $7 for the Bloomborough version. It's a 3-mana black instant that you destroy target creature, but you're going to use it on your creature because you're going to make 2 little versions of it. Sawing something in half that has like an ETB trigger at instant speed is so satisfying, you guys. Like, there are a few things better than an instant speed Saw in Half on a relevant ETB trigger. So delicious. Such a good card. And it's even better if we can get a persist trigger and then get another ETB trigger. Ooh, that is so good. That's a good card. I really like this. It used to be like a $20 card, but it got a reprint in a Bloomborough precon, the Squirrel precon, and now it's only $7. And like, like, proxy everything if you're playing casually, but I kind of think this card's worth $7. It is so insanely good. Okay, Grizzly Thesis wants us to run. Oh, Solemnity. I just got it. I was like, Solemnity? Why would we do that? Well, we would run Solemnity so that we don't put counters on our creatures when they die. Solemnity will stop people from getting counters, so it stops poison strategies and experience counters, but it also stops our persist counters from hitting our creatures, meaning that we can sacrifice them over and over and over. So good. Absolutely nuts. And it's a stacks piece against our opponents. Sawing in half a Wormcroll engine, that's peak. I've never done that. That's chasing the dragon right there. Sawing in half a Wormcroll engine. Yeah, we do need to run a sad robot. Let's talk about Solemn Simulacrum. Honestly, sawing in half a Solemn Simulacrum, also really good. I've done that a bunch. I actually really love doing that. Solemn Simulacrum, you guys know what Solemn Simulacrum. He enters, he gets you a land. He dies, he gets you a card. He's great. We abuse him with the ETB triggers, and we put him in Aristocrats decks for the death triggers. He's a good boy. In the deck he goes. Hey guys, this is Live Deck Building. If you have a suggestion for our Orzhov kind of aristocrat style Lorwyn Eclipse commander of Isulu and Eirdu, put it in the comments. If you see it over here, it'll be put into the moxfeild deck list. And if you want to see what's already in the deck list, you can head to my link tree and head to my moxfeild page. Thanks for stopping by. Our next suggestion seems to be Pila Pal. Oh god, that fucking thing. God, Pilly Pal. I hate Pilly Pal. Pilla Pala is a combo piece. If you see this motherfucker's ugly face on the battlefield, you're about to lose and you're about to have a bad time. This flying 1/1/2 mana artifact Scarecrow says that you pay 2, that's an untap symbol, and you add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. I forget what it goes infinite with, but I feel like there's a couple things. I've definitely lost to this thing making infinite mana before. Erebos, man, ooh, let's talk about where the line is for playing cards against our friends. Let's talk about Grave Pact. Grave Pact is disgusting in an aristocrat style build where you're purposefully sacrificing your creatures so that you can get death triggers. Grave Pact will just turn your deck functioning normally for your aristocrat's engine into a continuous board wipe for your opponent's creatures, because whenever you sack a creature, they gotta sack one too, but their deck's not meant or built to do that, so they just end up having a bad time. It's crazy. It's $30. People simp for the guy on the card, and I don't know why. He looks like he's gonna take our skin. It's a mean card, in my opinion. Yep, Dictative Erebos is the same thing. Thane the Broker. Thane the Broker. Thane the Broker is a 3-mana human warlock. It looks like he was from the Thunder Junction Outlaw precon. He has 4 activated abilities. Sack a creature, put 2 counters on something. Remove a counter from a creature you control. Create a treasure token. Hey, that's the one we want. Sacrifice an artifact, create a 2/1 Inkling. Tap 4, untap him. You know what? Honestly, this feels like a cool commander. This feels like a cool commander to me. I could see myself running this thing. Yeah. Cool card. Really interesting. A ton of versatility. It wants to sacrifice artifacts. It wants to sacrifice creatures. It wants to remove counters from things. That's very cool. Yeah, and we can use it to remove our persist counters. And he's only $1. How about Erebos? Yeah, so Dictative Erebos is Grave Pact, right? We just talked about Grave Pact. So we're not going to do here's Dictative Erebos. We'll put it in just because someone suggested it. But it is Grave Pact with Flash and 1 more mana. But we can play Erebos Blackhearted. It be $1, bitch. Be $2. Why not? Okay. $2, indestructible. Whenever another creature you control dies, you can pay 2 life. If you do, you draw a card. Also, it's indestructible. And it hangs out on the battlefield. Also, activate ability. Sacrifice another creature to lose some life and draw a card. And then target creature gets -2, -1. Why not? There's that. Okay. Coldblade wants us to run a Phantom Train. Phantom Train. Solemnity is super busted with Isulu. Okay, Phantom Train from Final Fantasy VI to be precise. Trample 4/4 artifact vehicle. Sacrifice another artifact or creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. It becomes a spirit artifact creature in addition to its type still end of turn. I kind of like this. Let's talk about it, right? So this thing can be a creature. So what we could do, we could use we can use like, okay. This is a free sack outlet, right? Sacrifice another artifact or creature. I'm not saying do this once per turn. You can do this as many times as you want. This thing is a free sack outlet on an artifact, which is a little bit harder to remove than a creature, and it's a free sack outlet. And it can become a creature with trample. This thing's good as hell. Like, it only gets edged out by other free sack outlets in terms of mana cost, because this is a 4 cost. And you can get a 1 mana little black cleric with a free sack outlet on it that's cries. But this feels pretty good to me. I like this. I like this a lot. Thanks for the suggestion. Thank you, Cold Blade. Jester's Hat. Let's pull up Jester's Hat. Jester's Hat. Coming right up. Oop. Jester's Hat? Let's just pull up Jester. Jester's. Ooh, Jester's. This thing. God, I don't remember what this thing does, but I remember people used to suggest it all the time, and it made me sad. What the hell are you? Tap 2, sacrifice Jester's Cap. Search target player's library for 3 cards. Exile them. Oh boy! So I kind of love this, right? Because this is a casual commander card. There's no, I think it feels like a casual commander card. It's a 4 mana artifact that you need to pay an additional 2 mana into before you're able to do anything with it. And to me, that feels like a casual commander card. I guess you could use it in CDH to remove your opponent's win cons if you know what their deck does. It's cool. I could see myself just getting rid of my opponent's 3 favorite bombs. Not even like strategically, just in the middle of a game for fun. Be like, here's a hat, here's 2 more mana. I'm gonna get rid of your 3 favorite cards. I kind of like this. I don't know why I saw it and it triggered a memory. Maybe this happened to me before. Ooh, Hex Parasite. Did we already see Hex Parasite? Hex Parasite. Ooh, we did. So Hex Parasite, 1 mana, insect 1/1. Activate it, remove a counter, probably a persist counter from Isulu, and then we can put our creature right back by sacrificing it again. Real good. Okay. Simulacrum. 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 40 cents, 2 mana, black instant. All damage done to you so far this turn is instead retroactively applied to target creature you control. Further damage this turn is treated normally. I kind of like that. Because it's fair in that you have to survive the damage. Like, you'll get the life back, but you have to survive the damage, which is cool. Interesting card. Interesting tech. Umbral Collar Zealot. Umbral Collar Zealot sounds like a furry persona. Umbral Collar Zealot is a 2 mana black human 3/2 cleric from Edge of Eternities that says sacrifice another creature or artifact. Surveil 1. Okay, holy shit, y'all. We got another free sack outlet, and this one can help us fill our graveyard. I like this. This is cool. I like it. When did they start printing all these good-ass sack outlets? Wow. His Final Fantasy was the set right before this one, and then they gave us this thing too? Very cool. Black Sun's Zenith. Black Sun Zenith is our next suggestion. We're going to talk about Black Sun Zenith. It's a 50-cent black sorcery that you just want to put a fuck ton of mana into. Put X -1/-1 counters on each creature, shuffle it into its owner's library. It's great. It's just the board wipe. And if our deck is able to remove counters from things, we could use it strategically. You know what? Why not? If our deck is already built to remove the persist counters from our creatures, We could just run this thing as our board wipe. Why not? And it shuffles itself back in, so maybe we'll see it multiple times in a game. How rude would that be? High Priest of Penance. We got a High Priest. Thank you guys so much for the 3,816 likes on TikTok. I really appreciate it. I didn't plan this. I just kind of saw this commander, and I'm like, you know what? I have time. I have energy to do live deck building tonight. I haven't done it in like over a month. I'll do it. Here's High Priest of Penance. 2-drop Orzhov rare, 50 cents. It's a cleric. It's a human. And whenever this thing is dealt damage, you may destroy target non-land permanent. And if it dies while our commander's on the black side, it's going to come right back. And if we're running creatures like that Edge of Eternity sack outlet with that Final Fantasy sack outlet train, we can shit it right back onto the battlefield. And if we have a way to remove that -1/-1 counter, we could just keep doing it. It's absolutely nutty. Very good card. Very good suggestion. Okay, let's talk about Gwenum. Welcome to our second Spider-Man card of the night. Holy shit, y'all. Gwenum's $20. Gwenum is a life-linking, death-touching 4/4. Whenever they attack, until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library. Anytime you may play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life rather than its mana cost. That's Gwenum. It's interesting. I feel like it would be really cool in a Baator's Ancestor's Voice deck because it itself has lifelink and it helps you pay life. Feels like a great include for a Baator Ancestor's Voice deck. Yeah, and it can give you a bunch of spell advantage too, right? Whenever this thing attacks until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library. Yeah, but you just gotta attack. Hell yeah. Oh, Colonel Autumn from the Fallout expansion. Colonel Autumn is a legendary human soldier, lifelinking 2/3 with exploit. When this creature enters, you may sacrifice a creature. Other legendary creatures you control have exploit, and whenever a creature you control exploits a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. He's nutty. I bought him as a single when Fallout came out, and he helps you sacrifice stuff, he helps you get death triggers, and he makes sense for this build because we want to abuse the black side of the card for the persist triggers. But if it wasn't for the persist triggers, I wouldn't run this guy, but I feel like we could work him here. Hey, Dream Demon! Dream Demon, we did talk about Mikaeus the Unhallowed. Let's talk about Aethers. Aethers. Okay, Aether's not coming up. Alil, the Eternal Pilgrim. Alil, the Eternal Pilgrim. Oh god, we're just gonna put Eternal Pilgrim. It's like Ailey, right? I thought it was Ailey Eternal Pilgrim. Yeah, Ailey Eternal Pilgrim, 2 mana, 2/3 core cleric, and she got a reprint in Foundations. Isn't that exciting? Death Toucher, 2 activated abilities. Pay 1, sack something. You gain life equal to its toughness. Pay 3, sack something. Exile target non-land permanent only if you have at least 10 more than your starting life total. Ailey was a super popular commander about 10 years ago. I gotta tell you what though, that second ability is a lot harder to get to if people are familiar with her. They don't want you to get there, and you need to play big life gain spells like that big white one that helps you double your life total if you really want to get there and stay there reliably. She's kind of a hard build. I feel like modern aristocrat strategies kind of outpace her, especially like once we got Teysa Karlov, I stopped seeing Ailey. But she's cool, and she got a reprint in Foundations. Warren Soul Trader. Warren Soul Trader is a free sack outlet from MH3, and she's a $20 card. Okay, activate ability, pay 1 life, sacrifice a creature, create a treasure token. The treasure token's not tapped. You can use it immediately. This thing's very cool. It is combo-y, and it's one of those cards that kind of leans itself towards, like, comboing out, paying all your life but the last one just to get those triggers and close out the game. It's a nutty card. I didn't think it was going to be $20, though. That's nutty. Market Gnome. Okay, Market Gnome. Market Gnome. Market Gnome is a 1-mana uncommon 0/1 gnome. When it dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. And when it's exiled from the battlefield, when Market Gnome is exiled from the battlefield while you're activating a craft ability, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Okay, cool. I don't think we saw any other craft abilities. Those are from the Caverns of Ixalan set. But he's cool. We want him to die, and he gains his life and draws a card, and we can persist him out with the black half of our commander and keep sacrificing him. He looks happy about it. All right, this thing. This is where it's at, y'all. Alas Ilkor is one of my favorite Orzhov cards ever printed. This thing is amazing. It's a 2-mana core cleric death toucher. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under our control, we gain a life. Whenever a creature we control dies, everybody lose a life. It's like an aristocrat's wet dream. This thing is so insanely good, y'all. So insanely good. All right, y'all. I think that's all I have time for tonight. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for live deck building. I appreciate all the suggestions. I hope you guys all get the appropriate amount of lands during your next game.